Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Don't lead with your profession when dealing with women. Don't lead with your profession. And to be clear, this is not quite the same. What I'm about to say ain't quite the same as when I talked about star game. And star game is like when you're in a certain social circle or something and you're the star. This is a little different because when I talk about profession, I mean more on that status thing. Not so much the money piece, even though that's included. Because as I've always said, I've never once said money and status didn't work. I've just always said sex appeal works better. But it does work. And I've also said it's not a good thing when a woman's looking more at your money and status, but not your character and who you are. Because that means she's really attracted to the idea of what you represent, but not you in particular. But see, one of the things, like I said, it still works, but not on a good way. And see, what happens is many men, they will lead with their business card. You know, it's similar to leading with your wallet in your hand, saying, oh yeah, I can buy this, I got this much money. You telling that woman you got money and everything. Basically, you're advertising yourself as a trick. Now, if you do that consciously and you know that's what you're doing, you good with that, okay, that's fine, that's legit. But if you know you want a real, emotionally stable relationship, you want a woman who's in submission to your mission, a woman who is an asset. Oh no, she needs to be an asset to your character, because that's the type of woman who's going to stick with you no matter what's going on. Because, okay, like the whole success thing, the reality with success, it's not a straight line. It is not a straight line. It's a zigzag. You go from point A to T, and then you gotta go back to D, and then there's a pothole, then you might be off the path for a while because of some stuff. So you want that type of woman gonna ride with you throughout. But see, when you that type and you trying to present your profession to a woman, oh yeah, you get something. I mean, like I said, if you just want a trick or, you don't want anything emotionally close with the woman, okay, yeah. But most men, they want a real relationship. Most men, let's just be real with it. Only a few men really trying to be players or cold like that. Most men want what they saw that their parents had or for whatever reason, and that's fair. But if you lead in with your profession, you always got a question, does she want you or she's interested in that profession? Like you still got parents. You got parents, especially if they bougie. They might say, well, you got to marry a doctor. You got to marry a lawyer. You got women like that. They won't perk up until they think you on some different level. We've all experienced it. Like, okay, there was a store I used to visit back in the day. I ain't gonna give out too much information, though I don't mind. Nah, I ain't gonna start nothing. But I remember there was a clerk in there and she barely paid attention to me. I come in there, it was lousy customer service. All right, cool. But I remember I came in there one day with a suit on. All of a sudden she perked up, got real friendly. And I'm like, I'm the same person. I'm the exact same person, was working the exact same job, And see, but you have some women like that. And or as a rule, I don't consider them quality women. And I would tell any men, don't deal with that woman. That's not quality. That's a little girl. Let me say something real quick about that. There's a little girl and then there's a grown woman. A little girl is me. A grown woman is like, what can I do for you? In fact, they already got the plate for you. They're going to be in service to you because they realize that actually benefits them. A grown woman knows that. But you get the little girl, shoot, she care about your position and everything. Not really you. As long as you're in that position, as soon as you say, in fact, some men who are probably professionals, y'all probably know. As soon as you came up and the woman was so, then you happen to say what you did for a living, all of a sudden they perking up like, you do this. And I've talked about that before, that status thing. In fact, I learned that when I was young. I learned that when I was young. I've told people like, I told them I started off rough, but then started living with my grandmother, and she supported me going to the school in the Washington, D.C. area, private school, prestigious at the time. I don't know, it's still there. I don't know how prestigious this is now, but Archbishop Carroll. And I'll never forget, me and her went over a friend of hers' place, and they had some daughters, and the daughters were like blatantly ignoring me. And my grandmother, being the wise woman that she was, she said, oh yeah, Rom's going to Carroll next year. All of a sudden the girls perked up. The lesson I got there is, oh, okay, she's worried about they concerned about the status and not my character. And I ain't gonna lie, yeah, you get something, but you talking serious, you don't want them coming with that. But see, unfortunately, a lot of guys lead with that. But see, you can't see what the woman really wants you leading with that. What I would say is, you got a business and stuff, if you meet the woman, y'all talk, and maybe second or third date, you say, okay, this is what you do, you talking about it, and she shows some interest, that's one thing. But the first time out, don't be like it's a job interview. Or when you first meet her, don't be like, oh yeah, my name's such and such, here's my business card. Because somebody know if they giving a business card, they trying to impress the woman with that. I'm like, whatever. My thing is, like, if I meet women in public, and I still do, they might see me in the gym or store or something like that. And even if I talk with them a bit, see them in the same place, it's very few people like around here who know what I do for a living. It's very few people, because I don't bring it up right away. I don't bring it up. And I might bring it up just a little if I get to know them and they cool. They real cool, and I realize, okay, they got this going on. Like, my thing is, if I find out that they're doing certain stuff, I'm like, well, this ain't gonna impress them. They doing this stuff. But I actually trust that person. But see, you got too many women on the come up, or their stuff is conditional. But you don't want that. As a man, you want her to be fully invested in you character-wise, personality-wise, even physical-wise, because your profession can change. What if you're an attorney, right? You say you're an attorney, but after a while you get tired of it, which many attorneys do. You get tired of it, shoot, you want to do, I don't know, you want to go promote shows or something. You want the woman who's down for that, and she's not so much the promoting the show part, but the woman who's down for who you are, that she's going to roll with you. Because see, here's the thing, and a lot of women don't understand this. A man who is successful in one area has the traits to be successful in another area. And in fact, I've told women on my women's channel, I say, look more at his traits. Look more at his traits. Not what he does, actually, because that can change. That can change. Like I've always said, I've had 1,000 jobs. I've had 1,000 jobs, and I can point to success in every single one. Let me say it again. I can point to success in every single one, because it wasn't about the job. It was about the traits. And see, that's what the woman needs to be checking out about you. What is your character like? What are your traits? What's your temperament? Who you are as a man, because they can translate to anything. A man who's good in one area can be good in any area. And that's what the woman should be looking for. Any woman watching this is what you should be focused on. Don't focus on what he's doing. If that turns you on, that's a problem, because that's an illusion, And if that turns her on, you got to think to yourself, well, what happens when the guy comes along and he's in the same profession, but he's in a higher position? Now, I've seen that happen too. I've seen that happen. Is that what you want? No, you shouldn't want that if you're smart. You want the woman to see who you are. And yeah, I know she fine. She got the big breasts and badonk, she pretty. So what? If that woman isn't down for your character, your traits, who you are as a man, that has nothing to do with what you do for a living, that's the woman for you. That's the woman who will be in submission to your mission. That's the woman who's going to be an asset. That's the woman that on your path to success, she can ride with you during those down moments. Because like I said, anybody who's been successful with anything, no, ain't a smooth ride. I will emphasize that. I talk about that more on my money channel though, but also on my deep thought channel. It's just a reality. It's just a reality. You want that woman who's down for you. See, as a man, one thing I'm seeing, and especially on this social media space, too many men trying to figure out what they can do to please the woman. But like I said in my video on Friday, it's about you. It's about you. You got to live your life. You got to be on your mission, So it's about that. So who's going to support that? Who's going to support those traits that stay no matter what you're doing for a living? Because like I said, I've had 1,000 jobs, but I still had the same traits that brought success on each and every one. So that's the thing. You want them to have that. If they worried about your profession or something like that, it ain't about you. Tell them, wish them luck. Yeah, if they got a nice butt dog, you could watch them walk away. You could be like, damn, I was going doggy style that joint. But, oh well. You got to be that way. It's about you. As a man, your main relationship is with yourself. And you got to be happy. The woman she got to come in. She got to come in and she has to be an asset to that. Not an asset to your outer position. That can change. That can change. All right? So I want y'all to think about that. All right? So whatever you do, though, don't lead with your profession. Don't lead. Make sure you see what that woman's character is. And if she's insistent upon knowing it before proceeding further, you know what, tell her, find the lowest thing you can think of and say, no, that's what I do. Now, if she's still rolling with you after that, it's like, oh, okay. She's still, okay, that says something. But like I said, you can tell her at some point as you get to know her, and that's fair. As after you see what she's about, then you can let her know some more. But don't lead with it. Don't have like I say, don't have your wallet in your hand. Don't have your business card in your hand either. All right? So anyway, that's all I got for now. I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.